Like the title says, this is an unofficial update on the JAKL. No, not that one, but the one from Palmetto State Armory. I did get to shoot it, and I got a little video of it during the gathering at the Sawmill event on March 19th. I was only able to put 5 rounds through it, but I wanted to go over a little bit of what I saw, how it's changed since being introduced at SHOT Show 2020, and what I've heard as far as a possible release date and price point. But don't get too excited, there's not much info. Chris Vermillion and Dale Morgan from PSA put out a little video on the JAKL from the gathering where they discussed some of the features and they did a little bit of shooting, but there wasn't really a whole lot of new info given in their video. For those that don't know, the JAKL debuted at SHOT Show in 2020, right before the COVID madness started. PSA was anticipating a release date in the third quarter of 2020 in the $800 to $900 range, and it was stated that they were going to start with a 300 blackout in 7.5 inches, and then later release a 5.56 version with a 10.5 inch barrel. It was made clear that what debuted at SHOT Show was a prototype version and not what was going to be put into production. So it was expected that there would be some changes, and there have been some, but not a whole lot. As I put these two images side by side, and with apologies to ARFCOM for pulling a screen grab from their video without permission, you can see the SHOT Show version on the bottom with a 7.5 inch configuration, and what's being tested right now with a 10.5 inch barrel. The main difference, besides there not being a foldable brace on the current test version, is the charging handle design, and the fact that the whole upper seems ever so slightly more rounded. When you flip it around, and again, my apologies for this top photo, I didn't get a great picture of the right hand side, you can see that the whole ejection port is a different design completely, and there's no external brass deflector in the current test version. It is an ambi charging system, so you can swap out the charging handle to be on either side. It was always going to be on a standard mil-spec lower. Some people thought it was going to be a dedicated lower, but the original plan, if you go back and watch videos from SHOT Show, was for a mil-spec lower, and that you would be able to swap uppers between the 300 blackout and the 5.56 if you wanted to. I was only able to put 5 rounds through it, and while it's difficult to give an opinion on anything in 5 rounds, it did shoot well for me, and there were no glaring hang-ups or issues that I noticed. It would have been better if the folding brace had been on for the test version, but it wasn't, so I shot what was available. I talked to Chris from PSA a little bit, but he seemed unwilling to go on camera to talk about this, and he recommended that I talk to Dale Morgan, who you see shooting the gun here, who is the lead designer on the JAKL. Dale said that he would, but that I should come back later, and I never ended up getting to talk to him on camera. I did see the ARFCOM guys there at the gathering, and while I certainly can't speak for them, I'm not sure if they were ever able to speak to Dale either. This version is in the testing phase, and it does appear to be the version that they plan to put into production. Per PSA, testing should be completed around the end of summer, and if this ever does come to market, I would anticipate a release in early 2022, but this is just my speculation. I did hear Chris say that as of right now, there's no anticipated release date, and there is no price point. Like I mentioned earlier, they were anticipating an $800 to $900 price point at SHOT Show, but I would expect this to go up now given the current post-COVID market. It wouldn't shock me if we saw it released for around $1,200. I know that Palmetto State Armory gets a lot of hate for being out of stock on their guns a lot, but that's a testament to what they have created. I don't know if the JAKL is going to be a great gun or end up being featured in a future video on the Forgotten Weapons channel. When it's released, better and more knowledgeable men than I will go over this gun in great detail, and I hope to see it compared to the BRN 180 from Brownells, and I'm sure there will be a few of those videos. But for now, we just have to wait. That's it for me. Take care, and God bless.